you're down here for your man, Jill Young, one of your first fighters.
To show my
talk about the journey it's taken you and Jill Young getting to this point. I know it's been
family, man.
up, down, left, right, more great
people
than
get to
bad.
see it.
Talk about the relationship.
At home.
Yeah, actually, it's been good. I mean, you know, he's had a couple setbacks in his career, but that's boxing. This opportunity right here, beating a big name, former world champion in the sport, it provides a good platform to be able to move on to bigger and better things. It gets no bigger than fighting on this Fox pay-per-view card. It's a tremendous card, and Jay's in a very tough fight, but it's a it's a fight that I'm confident that he can win. People say, well, why do you say that? It's that I've had the opportunity of studying Benavidez, and this will be the third crack at it. And the first one, I know I got it right. Second fight, he did his thing. He beat Ronald, beat him up pretty good, in the second fight. But what I see in Benavidez is that he's a tremendous young talent who's still trying to find his way from the experience standpoint of where to fit in and make the most of his success. And what happens is that you can oftentimes, the press bring things to him, and then he'll be looking off to, and you gotta stay within the moment in these big events. You gotta stay within the moment. And I think that Jay has a very good game plan, and I think he's gonna come out on top.
And chapter 27 of the Tevin Farmer Tank Davis situation. I'm sure you heard Eddie Hearn said a couple of days ago that he's going to offer a massive offer tomorrow, and he said somewhere between $4 and $5 million.
Yeah, somebody sent me something that I don't. We all know Eddie Hearn likes to talk. He's a slick talker. That shit don't work over here though. That shit don't work over here. That shit don't work over here. It's like we come from a certain background. We talk that shit. You know what I mean? But also we're businessmen and we conduct ourselves as professionals. So I welcome any offer that's out there, whatever, and we'll take a look at it and see what it is. No, I don't feel it because I don't pay because I know that Hearn's a showman. You don't negotiate through the media. You know what I mean? He has my phone number, he has my email. If he wanted to make an offer, he'd make an offer.
Could you confirm that he has sent offers in the past regarding the type of Farman Tank Davis fight?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, obviously we've seen that the zone does have the financial backing with the offers such as Canelo's, Anthony Joshua's.
That's what you guys say.
Well, even like Shelly Finkel confirmed that Wilder did receive a two-fight offer somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 million. That said, is there any circumstance that you can see, if the money's right, that you can see Tank Davis fighting on the zone?
Well, I haven't got this latest thing that he's negotiating through the media. I haven't got that. And again, if something like that comes across my table, just as his promoter, I will take a look at it, me and his team, and we'll pass the information on, and we'll go from there if something like that happens. But see, this is the difference. We're very good at what we do. We're very, very good at what we do, and especially when it comes to, we built the biggest star in this sport. We know we have lots and lots of plans for Gervonta Davis. Again, I don't want to sound like the broken record. Gervonta Davis will be a bigger star than each and every one of these guys, from Canelo to eventually, not now. For Joshua, it's just because we know what we got. We know that the star power, what he brings to the table, and he can fight his ass off. And again, we have great plans for Gervonta, and he wants to be the best that's out there, and he's gonna make a lot of money doing it along the way, and we're gonna make sure that happens. Again, no disrespect to whatever Hearn says, but see, all that's grandstanding. There's no way that I'm gonna come to any of you guys and say, oh, I'm gonna make whomever an offer this weekend. It's gonna be this and this and that. It's like, okay.
Do you think that, like you're saying, that style he does it with, does that turn off fighters? Like, even if they like the deal, well, damn, I don't like that he went public with it.
Well, see, what I think that he's failed to do, and again, I have nothing personal against the guy. is that he underestimated the knowledge of these fighters. The fighters are very smarter than what he's giving them credit for, and it's actually insulting.
Say it again.
It's actually insulting because he thinks that you can just throw money out there or make comments about money, and then fighters are just supposed to not investigate it. No, it's like we still waiting to see the numbers. What makes a young fighter want to risk a portion of his career to be able to fight on an unknown entity that eventually might turn into something, but at this critical stage of their career where they're looking to build their fan base, they're looking to do all the things they need to do to take the next step to be a star. One thing's for sure, Gervonta Davis is one of the most young rising stars in the sport. He's the most exciting fighter in the sport. He's a ticket seller. He's a tremendous draw. He's the biggest star in that particular division. He's the money guy. He's the A side to every situation. And that's kind of like what it is. I mean, and we know what we have in Gervonta Davis. I don't need Eddie Hearn to tell me that. Floyd Mayweather had that vision and saw all of that in Gervonta when he initially signed. And we have huge plans for Gervonta, which we don't run around and tell people what our plans are. But Gervonta Davis is going to be okay, and he's going to make more money than all of those guys, and he's going to be the biggest star. And you guys are just going to have to stay tuned to see. I'm not turning down no offers, and I haven't seen an offer. So you make an intelligent evaluation based upon the information that you have, and you go from there. But we don't need him or his platform that he fights on. We have a number of opportunities, and we can fight anybody who we want to. And Gervonta Davis is going to make lots of money.
Now, Leonard, how would that work as far as if the offer, you guys did look into the offer and it was legit? How would that work as far as networks? Would he go on his own? Is he able to go on his own, or are you guys exclusively?
Had never even given any conversation about whatever that was put out there. Again, I mean, businessmen, what they do is again, if he's allegedly saying that he's making this ridiculous offer or whatever, as his promoter, he has a manager, and he has a very good internal team. We'll take a look at it and see what it is. But we know we've already have Gervonta Davis planned out. You know, the whole objective for him coming into this year was to stay a lot busy, to show the fans that why he's the best, and he's going to keep on giving you these thrilling, exciting matchups every time he goes out to fight. And we don't need Eddie Hearn or his entity that he runs to take control of that. But we're always willing to listen to whatever it is.
Is that a fight that Tank Davis wants?
Tank Davis has been wanting to fight Tevin Farmer. Farmer's a tremendous little fighter. Tremendous little fighter. He can't beat Tank Davis though.
Mr. Ellerbe, I have a question.
He couldn't beat Tank Davis on 10 out of 10 days. You know, and to be totally honest, Eddie Hearn don't even believe that. He blowing smoke up that kid's ass, and I know why he's doing that. I know why he's doing that. He don't even believe that his kid can beat Davis.
Even Eddie Hearn.
Because guess what? He wouldn't be pursuing Davis as aggressively as he has said to you guys. You know what I mean?
Trying to go through the back door.
Yeah, or a side door, but it doesn't matter because that slick talk, that works maybe with some of you guys. But, you know, we're a little different. He can't talk that fast talk. And again, I have nothing but respect for what guys are doing, and I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. You know, Bob Arum was right, though. I'll tell you that.
Mr. Ellerbe, how do you feel about, you guys were accused of tampering. You have issues like this where guys are not coming through the front
Tampering?
door. Well, that's what the accusation was. How do you guys
tampering
feel
with
about
who?
the Garcia Golden Boy.
With Ryan Garcia,
Oscar De La Hoya said
that Floyd was tampering with
Floyd Mayweather
when he offered him $200K.
Right.
For the
So how do you guys feel about Eddie Hearn now trying to come back after that accusation, now trying to do it to you guys?
he said we were tampering.
Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya.
One of Oscar De La Hoya's fighter, Ryan Garcia, said that he wanted to fight Tank Davis. So Floyd Mayweather said he responded to somebody asking somebody asked Floyd Mayweather. He responded that he would pay Ryan Garcia a certain amount of money to fight another guy.
To fight Rolly first.
Oh, okay,
Should
okay.
he get past Rolly, then he could get the Tank fight.
Right.
But the thing was that I guess they were most upset about Floyd saying that, and then the same night that Tank fought in LA,
That Ryan was there?
Ryan was there.
And he was looking fine, he was looking sharp. He came out to the Mayweather event. Because guess what? That's where he wanted to be.
And he went to the party.
And he went to the party. Ron Garcia likes fly shit. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? He likes dressing nice. He likes being around nice looking women. And he's just a young kid who I admire his personality. I've never said anything to him other than paying each other mutual comments. I like him. He's a cool little dude. But he likes coming to fly shit. You know what I mean? He know what it is. You know what I mean? And it's like, of course, I'm sure he would love an opportunity to fight, you know, a guy like Gervonta Davis. But Ryan Davis likes to be around fly shit. He likes to be around fly events with celebrities, with nice-looking ladies, and the whole magnitude of these events. So that's why he showed it. I'm never going to turn down a guy who wants to come because, again, we're not saying or doing anything, you know, to him. I know he's a Golden Boy fighter, and we have a mutual respect for each other. I like how he carries himself. He likes how I carry my stuff. We talk about the fight. You know, when he's at the fights, it's like, if he made a choice to come to a Mayweather Promotions event to fight, to take a look at a eventual fighter that he might be fighting, so be it. Oh, I don't know. I didn't even pay any attention to somebody.
The underlying thing is it was a Golden Boy card in India that night as well.
That he chose not to go to. Well, guess what? If you had the opportunity to go to a local fight with some guys that are part of this right here, or you had to come over here to come to some fly shit. What choice are you gonna make?
I think it's very obvious.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like that. It's not like that. Somebody's putting him in a situation to say, "Oh, we want to sit down and have a meeting." The guy just want to come to some fly shit. You know what I mean? If you look around, there was Meek Mill. It was a ton of celebrities there. He want to see those kind of people at his fights, and he knows the Tank brings him out. He ain't seen nothing yet. You know what I mean?
So would you consider what Eddie Hearn is doing, the actual tampering, by putting out deals, by trying to negotiate with your fighter, besides going through the proper steps through the team? Would you consider that tampering as opposed to what they were?
Well, it's a lot of shit that happens on behind the scenes. I know he done some slick shit behind my back, but see, I just ain't called him out on it because it ain't like, you know, it ain't affected me in a way because the fighter know he a clown. Meaning, when I say that, meaning he's a great businessman. I'm just saying that's some clown shit, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like the fighter's gonna deal with whatever they want to deal with. Trust me, Ryan Garcia ain't no damn fool. That's kind of what he is. They're doing a good job over there, Golden Boy, and that's cool. I don't know I've never had a conversation with the kid about doing something other than what he's working with, and I don't really care about any of that. But if a kid chooses to come to my event, and I didn't get him no tickets or whatever, he came, he had on some fly shit. I ain't gonna lie, he came. The first thing I seen when I seen him, I was like, I said, "You looking sharp." He said, "Man, you stay looking sharp." He said, "You know, it's like," but that's the kind of stuff these young guys like, and you know, I think he has a great admiration for Gervonta. I really think that he does.
Everything said, obviously right now, Hearn has not made an offer, he spoke about it, but where we stand today at this very moment, we've seen Gervonta very vocal on Twitter talking about his next fight will be in Baltimore during the summer, July, if I'm not mistaken. Can you confirm, maybe possibly looking at the date in July in Baltimore, where the Baltimore
I have the date.
area?
I have the date, but I'm just not telling you guys
Okay,
yet. And Gervonta will be fighting at home.
Can't wait to get the shot.
Yeah, and Gervonta Davis is a tremendous draw. I've been telling you guys that for the longest, from when we went to Brooklyn and we had, I think it was over 11,000 people there. Badu Jack was fighting in the main event, who's originally from Switzerland. And James Gale is from the UK. And we saw that, I mean, it is what it is. Gervonta Davis is one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. He's a big ticket seller, you know, and he fight his ass off.
I have one final question for you, Mr.
Sure.
Ellerbe. With as many fighters that are signed under you, and just in general in the sport that play video games, would you be willing to entertain a platform to allow them to connect to that market of fans going forward?
Well, I just don't make rash decisions. We didn't get this far in life and in our career to make rash decisions. Just like as anything with a businessman, you take a good look at whatever's there, and then you make an informed decision based upon the consolidation with your team, and see what you come up with the best option that's available. And when it comes to Tank, we know, again, I'm sounding like that broken record. He's going to be the biggest star that's out there, and he's actually going to generate and make a lot more money than probably 95% of these fighters out there in the sport today, because he has the it factor. When do you see all these rappers and all these conversations? And this is a guy who had a last-minute replacement. You know, I get calls all the time where people are saying, when is his next fight? And I promise you, like I told you then, we're going to continue to stay busy, and you're going to see for yourself. All this talk about all these other fighters and they want to fight him, and somebody even made a comment about him and Floyd being a businessman. Yeah, it's like, come on, guys. It's like, I don't even believe he said that.
Do you think we'd ever see that fight though?
If he's around when we're doing what we're doing, more than likely, and very confident that Gervonta beats him. Very, very confident.
What's the earliest?
I don't know. I ain't even give. We have plans for Gervonta. We know what we're doing. He's gonna be the biggest star in the sport. Period. Hands down. And the shit ain't even gonna be close. They're gonna be talking about Gervonta Davis how they were talking about Mike Tyson, the same way they were talking about Oscar at one time, the same way they were talking about Floyd. You know, Gervonta Davis is gonna be on that level.
I want to ask pick your boxing brain, not the promoter brain, because you're neutral on this one. Who wins, Mikey and Spence, and why?
I think Errol Spence wins the fight for a number of reasons. Love Mikey as a fighter, tremendous talent, but given to have a chance to see Errol, I've been to a lot of his fights, but just actually seeing him work in the gym. He worked with Floyd in a training camp, I think 5-6 years ago. I know what he's capable of bringing to the table. And what Errol brings to the table, he's not the fastest guy in the world, he's not the strongest guy in the world, and there might be one or two attributes that Mikey might have better than him, but one thing about Errol, he's very consistent. And it's hard to beat a guy who's young, athletic, and who's very consistent. You know what I mean? He gets into a rhythm and he does things, and it's hard to beat a big, strong guy with a good jab, and he stays with an educated jab, and he understands the game, because it's like, but more importantly, what I found out firsthand, you gotta have some shit to keep him off of you. I watched him and Floyd in camp, and it gets no better than fighting the best guy there, and it's like, you know, he gave Floyd some great work.
I think there's a lot of rules about that. He gave Floyd a black guy.
No. It's not even about that. And real cats don't discuss, you know, what goes on, you know, like the details in camp. He's a tremendous fighter. He gave Floyd some of the best work that he's had. And it's like you gotta think when you fight him. But he puts mental pressure on you that forces you to make a lot of mistakes. It forces you to make a lot of mistakes because he's not going to go overboard with certain things. He just does every single thing. And it's hard to be the guy with a good jab, with good sound fundamentals. He's in great shape for 12 rounds, and he's looking to punish you. You know what I mean? I think the flip side, Mike is a tremendous talent. I watched him beat a couple other black fighters who are very athletic and all of the above. But Errol just brings a lot more to the table. Other than his confidence, he has the skill set, and he's relentless, but more importantly, consistent. Errol hits you on the arms, he hits you in the body, and you hurt. It ain't always about hitting him upside the head. You know what I mean? It's like Errol breaks you down over a period of time, and it just would not surprise me. People saying, "Oh, it could be the later," but would not be, because you have to have something to keep him off of you. You can turn him all day, you can do this, but it's just like he's gonna walk through that.
Do you think we're gonna see a unified welterweight division?
Oh yeah, definitely. How can you not? Mm-hmm. How can you not? The AL, PBC, they have all the welterweights. So how are you not going to see the best fighting the best?
What would be your timetable for that?
Oh, I don't know, because I'm not really concerned with that. I'm involved with some other stuff, but I know what's going on. I know every fight that's going on, about to be made, and all the above. But there are a lot of competitive fights within the PBC that are going to get made, not could be made, that are going to get made. I mean,
is EJ's boxing IQ underrated? We always talk about Mike.
Very much so. Very much so. The kid can go. I can honestly say firsthand, I got a chance to see him box Floyd. I was extremely impressed, and it wasn't that that some have one way or another, but it's just very impressive to see a young guy that reminds you a lot of yourself. You know what I mean? But then he happens to be left-handed, he happens to be bigger, and it's like, Errol is a beast.
Are you surprised?
He's a fucking beast, man. It's like, I'm just like, but that's why I do respect Mikey for taking this fight, because a lot of times, I'm telling you guys, it looks a little easier until you get up in there. It looks just a little bit easier until you get up in there. And Errol Spence has one of the best jabs in boxing. He's probably the best body puncher in boxing. You know, just same way they talked about Whitaker's defensive skills. Pernell was also one of the best body punchers in the sport. You know, and Errol is just, he has a punishing jab, and and the mental pressure that he puts on you, you gotta have some shit to back him up. If you don't have nothing to back him up, then what are we talking about?
What would happen with him and Crawford, since we got you going with it? Would he beat Crawford, Spence, or you got to give it to Terrence in that fight?
Spence beat Crawford. And
He's that special, huh?
Spence beats Crawford, and I think Terrence is the best fighter in the world. It's just that and the thing about Errol, he got better. I personally see from when he worked with Floyd how much better that he's gotten. It's just little tips that he's gotten from Floyd, and it's just like, he's tough, man. That dude is one tough. That dude is one tough dude, and it's like, if you got a fighter and you got to go through him on some real shit, you better probably be going the other way. Probably better be going around that other door, man.
Why are some of the legends picking Mikey, do you think?
Well, because a lot of times what happened is that a lot of the legends who, you know, they had a tremendous amount of success in the sport, but shit is different. Shit is different. Yeah. When I brought Errol in for camp, I mean, we had like 5 killers that Floyd was working with. And I felt bad because it was like, it was like 5 championship fights that Floyd had to fight. I mean, you know, to work back to back to back. But with Errol, it's like that shit was a fight.
Really?
It was a fight because it's like, and he don't approach it. He's one of the most respectful, humble guys that are out there. He just comes to do his thing. But the dude can go, and Mikey can go too. But I just think that he doesn't have enough to keep him off of him for 12 rounds. Mikey has tremendous footwork, excellent counter puncher, but if you're not putting that heat on Broner, Easter, meaning the heat where it's just like you just, what are you gonna do with Errol Spence? A guy that's gonna keep on coming and coming and coming and coming. But I think it's gonna be an excellent fight, and again, 1,000% you got to give the nod to and people make a big deal out of there's no pressure on Mikey. Mikey got a lot of damn pressure on him. Don't be fooled with none of that, because as good as Mikey is, Mikey don't want to go into this fight and not only does it come off on the other side of the fence, but you can get beat up in a fight and never be the same. You know what I'm saying? This is a very dangerous fight for him. Very, very dangerous. But again, I love his courage. I think that he's one of the best fighters out there. We would have loved to work with the kid, and it's like he's an exceptional talent. And you see how, you know, he worked with the brothers and, you know, all of that. And again, nothing but mad respect for Mikey. That's what I'm saying. Errol will have to get way more credit with beating and dominating Mikey Garcia the way that I envision it to have. He might not get the stoppage, but I'm telling you, he's going to inflict a lot of damage and a lot of, you know, pain to it. But he just has no choice. I mean, you know, it's not like that Errol's going to set a trap for him and, okay, yeah, I'm coming. And he's not going to be able to figure it out. I mean, Errol's done seen it up. Shit, fucking Errol done boxed Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, it's all you need to know. And it was a thinking thing. Yeah, this shit is chess, not checkers. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that was 5, 6 years ago when they boxed.
That's what Derek James said yesterday. He's like, he sparred with Floyd Mayweather. I don't think Mikey's as smart as Floyd. So that
no, he's not. But maybe some of these media types might say that. I've heard them say that Lomachenko was better than Floyd. So I mean, some of these idiot media types, and none of you guys.
Have one more question. Let me get one in. There's a lot of speculation that Wilder may be announcing a deal with DAZN next week. Obviously, now we have him working with Eddie Hearn, 2 fights with Joshua possible. What do you think about him making that deal, Eddie Hearn, and then 2 fights with Joshua?
I don't know. I don't have all the details, but I have all the details. I just, you know, I'm just not going to speak on it. But, you know, just Deontay Wilder, exceptional fighter. You know,
is it a good move for him? Is what I'm saying. And how do you? I
cannot speak on somebody else's situation. But what I can tell you is that this is what I can speak on. We were once in a situation in 2006 that a contract was brought to us, and it had a lot of numbers on it. And I think we know who the numbers came from. And it probably was like 4 or 5 fights. And some of the numbers and we were looking at them simultaneously. It was De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton, and it was a number of fights. And then it looked like a lot of money. It looked like a lot of money that was on the table. Like, for example, one of the numbers that I can fully recall was fighting Oscar De La Hoya at $15 million. You know what I mean? And another number I can use, Ricky Hatton at 12.5. You know, so it looks good to the layman who really doesn't understand, like, oh, well, why would you take that? But it's always, if you got the right kind of team, it's the big picture. It's the big picture. It's like, little did people know that, like, with Gervonta Davis, is that whatever number they thrown out, and they said something about Gervonta Davis made more money than that in the last fight.
Can Wilder win those fights with Josh?
Wilder can beat any of those heavyweights. In my eyes, Wilder is the best heavyweight that's out there. That's just in my eyes.
You said that Tank is a homecoming. Is the possible opponent Gary Russell Jr.?
Now, I don't want to get into the names. I know exactly what's going on, obviously. But Tank is going to be coming back in the summertime, and he's going to be coming back in the fall. He's going to have a big year. He's going to generate a lot of money. And come the end of the year, you guys are going to see why I've been ranting and raving, why he's the biggest star that's out there.
Thank you, everyone.
And the most exciting fighter.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
But again, I want to reiterate, no knock on Eddie Hearn or whatever. If he makes an offer, we're going to sit down and take a look at it. But he likes to talk, though.
Thank you, Leonard.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Saturday morning, we'll be back.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Hopefully I gave y'all some good stuff.
Yeah, you know you did. You know you did.
Some fly shit.